Statement from Coach.
First, I'll give credit to Northwestern, a good football team. They started out slow, especially on the offensive side of the ball. They were able to run the ball on us consistently, really all day long. Special teams, it's hard to give up a kickoff return for a touchdown and be successful. Plus our kickoffs all day long were inconsistent. We're never able to swing field position in the punt game. Basically at the end we had opportunities: 4-minute offense, 4-minute defense, missed opportunities to break tackles and make people miss for first downs, opportunities for interceptions, just opportunities across the board. So we weren't able to run the ball consistently in the first half. We got it going a little bit in the second half, got a little bit more aggressive, which I think helped us. But at the end, we weren't able to play winning football at the end of the game when we need to.
Open it for questions.
James, there's always a decision to make on when to start stopping the clock. What were you thinking about after the 7-yard run that gave him a first down on the 24?
Yeah, I should have burned the timeout there. I should have burned the timeout right away. That was my missed opportunity. I didn't make the play there. I should have called the timeout. There's no doubt about it.
James, what's the process in that situation? Or are the coaches upstairs, or is that just strictly a head coach's decision about
it? It's a combination. I usually have an idea what I want to do, and then I'm running it by people on the headset. But it's my responsibility. And that was one of 12 different things that we had opportunities to win that game and didn't get it done.
Coach, you prepared for Thorson in the dual threat all week, but how much on your radar was Justin Jackson?
Yeah, I mean, you always know who the backup quarterback is, but yeah, our plan was to stop the number 1. He went out of the game. The number 2 guy came in and made some big plays at critical times for him.
The running back, Coach, the running back Justin Jackson ran 188 yards. Were there some in-game adjustments that had to be made, especially when they started going to him more when Thorson came out? Yeah,
we've been really good against the run for a long time. We were not today. I did think they were doing a bunch of look stuff to the sideline, finding out what we were lined up in defensively, and then checking the play, and running into looks that I think they anticipated and could see. So we're gonna have to watch the film and look at that. We're gonna have to make some adjustments, obviously, but we've been really good against the run, and we're not today.
James, on the 3rd down completion that set up their field goal, did you guys send 6? And also, did you like the fact that Bob was being aggressive at that point in the game?
Yeah, early in the game when we were playing in zone coverage, they were doing a pretty good job of picking spots and getting the ball out on time. When we had been aggressive, we had knocked them back a bunch of times, and percentage-wise, all the studies we had done, they didn't throw for a high percentage under pressure. So, yeah, obviously in that situation, you look back afterwards and you second guess and say we should have been in zone, but the man coverage and pressure had been really good to us up to that point.
What's your sense of why your passing game was not as effective as last week?
I think overall these guys, did a good job of saying we're not going to give up the big play. Did a really good job of that. They were also overloading and kind of slanting to our tight end in the run game. But they took the philosophy: we're not going to give up the big play. We're going to make you consistently throw the underneath stuff and see if you can do that consistently enough to beat us.
James, you guys got off to a slow start, and you talked all week about wanting to create your own energy, and you guys coming in ready. Why do you think that was? Anything that kind of stood out to you?
Well, I think early on we were getting beat up front. I thought their D line was beating our O line up front, and they were able to run the ball on us. So those two things, again, you're going to have a hard time, if you get beat up front.
There was a long 3rd down play where it looked like Christian might have called an audible, and Saquon got a big gain. Did Christian do that, and he has the freedom to do that in your offense?
Yeah, it was a 3rd and long situation. They played coverage. He checked it a run. It was a big first down conversion. It was a really, really good audible by him.
What led you to that 3rd one Wildcat on your last offensive series?
The Wildcat had really been the one formation that we had success running the ball all day long.
James, what did you see trying to set up the trick pass, the throwback from Gino to Deshaun for the touchdown?
It was just us being aggressive. We had probably 8 plays like that in the game plan, shot plays, aggressive plays. Felt like we weren't moving the ball the way we needed to move the ball, so we needed to do some things to loosen them up and be aggressive and take some shots.
What can you tell us about Carl and how much different is your defense when he's not out there?
You know, obviously the guy who's leading the country in sacks, is all-time sack leader in school history. Not having him out there is significant, you know, obviously. So yeah, we'll see. We weren't able to have him at the end of the game. Hopefully we'll be able to get him back soon.
James, the special teams touchdown, you've kind of been burned by special teams for a year and a half. Does that become more frustrating when, you know, other units might end up being playing well on a given day?
Yeah, I think, you know, there's no doubt that we have to play better on kickoff. I mean, the game plan was not to squib the kick. We didn't call one squib kick, but we squibbed it every single time. Came to the sideline, had him go kick in the net, try to make some adjustments and things like that. That was not part of the game plan. So it kind of throws your timing off in practice when you kick the ball at a certain distance and a certain hang time, and you work on your coverage. But either way, we got to cover the kick, and we got to be able to make the tackle.
Is there anything you can tell us about Joey Julius then? Is there anything you can tell us about Joey Julius then?
No, he was not available today.
Can you tell us why he wasn't available? Was it disciplinary injury? Can you tell us?
It was not disciplinary.
Okay.
James, you know, what the perspective going forward when you come back to lead the game and you got a week off now? You feel that is the team fairly down? You're going to have to regroup that way?
Well, I think you're always frustrated after a loss. You'd love to go into a bye, you know, on a positive note and get healthy. The bye's coming late in the season, but we're going to take it. But yeah, there's no doubt you'd love to go into a bye with a win, feeling really good, getting ready for those last two games. So, you know, our guys bounce back. Guys are, you know, are resilient. We'll come in on Sunday, have our normal practice, go Tuesday and Wednesday, and go from there.
Time for two more.
Coach, could you evaluate the overall performance of your offensive line? I know Northwestern has a pretty big physical defensive line. How do you feel your offensive line stood up to them?
Yeah, I thought early on we didn't do well. You know, you look at statistically, this defense had been playing well all year long. Offense, you know, had been struggling here as of recent. But yeah, I think you know, our O-line struggled early in the game. We were able to get them settled down at some point and take some shots and use some of the Wildcat and some other things to create a running game. But early on, we weren't real successful.
What did you tell you guys before you came over here in the locker room after the game?
After the game?
Yeah.
Basically the same thing I just told you guys, that, you know, we had opportunities to win the game. We made too many mistakes, coaches, players, everybody involved. And we had opportunities to win the game and didn't get it done. There was opportunities to make plays and end the game on our terms, and we didn't do it. 4-minute offense, 4-minute defense. Really, you know, same thing I'm telling you guys is really the same thing I told you guys.
Thank you, Coach. We're going to do players out in the corridor out here.